you going?
To the toilet! Is that okay with you?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those moments when sweet Bernadette ain't so sweet.
You suck. So hard.
Number 20. Fruit at McDonald's. In this season 10 episode, Bernadette is pregnant and working overtime at the office. Amy, trying to be a good friend, brings her dinner. Now, while McDonald's might not be the healthiest choice, sometimes those yummy French fries just hit the spot. At least that's what Bernadette thinks, until Amy admits she got her a Happy Meal with apple slices instead of fries.
I mean, the first thought when you see me isn't, that's a scientist. It's, I wonder if her mommy knows where she is.
I am really regretting that I got you a Happy Meal.
The Happy Meal for an adult is weird enough, but when it comes to those apple slices, Bernie is having none of it. Her reaction sends a scared Amy apologetically right back to McDonald's to correct her mistake.
Actually, I got you apple slices because you're pregnant.
Apple slices? What kind of lunatic goes to McDonald's and gets fruit?
I'll be right back.
Number 19. Tattles to Howard's mum. When Howard gets the opportunity to go into space, Bernadette is, shall we say, less than thrilled with that possibility. Normally, we would expect her savagery to come out in the form of a big fat no, telling Howard he can't do it.
Hey, we're a team. So what do you think?
No.
And while she does tell him no, Howard is so determined to be an astronaut that he, for once, doesn't take no for an answer. So she goes to the only other person who can control Howard more than she can, his mother, as she is telling her boyfriend that she won't bug him about it anymore. She is also going behind his back and telling Mrs. Wallowitz what her son is up to.
Over my dead body, my son goes into outer space!
Ready?
Number 18. Nice try, Howard. Everyone knows that the guys love Comic-Con, but as they get older and their lives change, going to the event each year gets harder. Like in season 10, when Raj tries to make it on his own without his father's money, can't afford it. But when Howard pokes fun at the situation, Raj points out that he just had a newborn, and the odds Bernadette lets him go to Comic-Con aren't good.
Go ahead, make jokes. I don't know why you think you're going to Comic-Con. You just had a baby.
So?
So you think Bernadette's just gonna let you jet down to San Diego for 5 days and leave her alone?
So Howard heads home to butter up his wife, but Bernie immediately sees right through his sweet affections and calls him out, knowing something is up. Nice try, Howard.
You want something stupid or you did something stupid?
Oh, I just walked in here, saw how beautiful you are, and had to tell you.
Oh dear God, you're cheating on me with Raj.
Number 17. Savage from a distance. Season 8 saw big changes for Penny, and we don't mean her new short haircut. The longtime waitress slash struggling actress made a major career change and got a job as a pharmaceutical sales rep at Bernadette's company.
I don't know anything about pharmaceuticals.
Oh, I understand. You want to do something you're already good at. I know. Why don't I get you a job at the sitting around all day wearing yoga pants factory?
However, her initial interview for the job didn't go very well, but just when it looked like all was lost, Bernadette's savagery saved the day. As Penny was leaving, she told the interviewer that she only came because she was scared of Bernie. It turns out, Penny and the interviewer had that in common.
You're scared of Bernadette.
Yeah, kinda.
I thought it was just me!
Even without being there, Bernadette's power of savage intimidation was able to influence the situation.
I didn't even want to meet you, but I was too scared to say no to her.
Me too!
Number 16. Howard can't flirt. Remember when Raj met Claire at the comic book store, flirted with her, and agreed to help her with her sci-fi script even though he was going out with Emily at the time?
Do you think I could pick your brain for my movie sometime? It's animated sci-fi for kids.
Sure, I love animated movies.
He does, and he has the Lilo and Stitch collector plates to prove it.
Well, when Howard recounted the story to Bernadette, she didn't see anything wrong with it. After all, it was just a little bit of flirting, something everyone does. Upon hearing that, Howard started to ask if that meant it was okay for him to flirt. But before he could even get the question out, Bernadette shot it down. She shut the door on any flirting he ever planned to do or even think about doing.
I'm sure it was harmless. People flirt, no big deal.
Really? So it's okay if I
Not
flirt?
you, I own your ass.
Number 15. Bernadette is nice to everyone. Sometimes even Bernadette's outbursts come with a tinge of love and respect. After some he said, she said talk about Raj and his feelings for Bernadette, Howard ends up irrationally jealous. In response, Bernadette unleashes her fury on Raj. She wastes no time clarifying that her niceness has no romantic motivation, with little concern as to how this might damage Raj's self-esteem.
You were always so nice to me. I thought maybe you liked me.
I'm nice to everyone!
Despite her anger, though, she can't help but deliver an honest response when the love-struck fool asks about his chances with another woman. We love Bernadette's savagery, but what makes her character even more admirable is the honesty behind her insults. And in cases like this one, she can't really be that mean, even when she's trying to be.
Do you think I have a shot with Penny?
Of course you do! You're a cutie pie! Any girl would be lucky to have you!
Number 14. Smurf Fett. It's Halloween and Howard and Bernadette are dressed up as Smurfs, but even as a cute little blue humanoid creature, Bernadette still has her full adult human savagery. Howard is being pouty because his friends complain that he talks too much about his trip to space.
Is someone a little blue?
He's actually considering skipping out on their plans for the evening. Bernadette initially tries to be compassionate and make him feel better, but when that doesn't work, away goes the sweet voice and out comes the tough love and the acknowledgement that she's blue all over. And we mean all over.
Hey, I just spent the last 3 hours coloring myself blue. I'm gonna be washing paint out of my Smurf for a month.
Number 13. Weird Guy Raj. In this season 11 episode, Raj starts seeing a woman who is very recently separated. He likes her, but the hopeless romantic in him can't help but feel pulled in two directions, especially after he meets the woman's ex-husband.
It's gonna be okay. How is it gonna be okay? You're sleeping with my wife. I mean, besides that.
Unsure of what to do, and being the fan of rom-coms that he is, he goes to Bernadette and poses the question, is he the good guy or the bad guy in this movie? Her response, in wonderful pull-no-punches Bernadette style, isn't one of the answers Raj had considered.
Am I like the good guy in my movie or the bad guy in their movie?
Pretty sure you're the weird friend in our movie.
And yet somehow he doesn't get the hint.
I don't know how I feel about being the third wheel in a relationship.
Says the guy in my bed with my wife.
Number 12. Sheldon's chores. In this season 11 episode, Sheldon gets angry when Howard and Amy start working together, thus giving Amy less time and energy to work with him. When he confides in Bernadette about how he's feeling, she tells him she knows something that would make Howard jealous. Sheldon should do Howard's chores.
Maybe you could do something he likes and make him jealous.
Like what?
You ever read Tom Sawyer?
No.
Chores. He likes chores.
Well, she doesn't have to tell Sheldon twice before he happily gets to it, while she sits back and enjoys his handiwork. The even funnier part is that when Sheldon realizes he's been tricked, he loves doing the chores so much he just keeps going.
Did you play on my well-established gullibility to clean your house?
Sure did.
Well, I would storm out of here, but I already have the gloves and the steel wool, and I really do love cleaning an oven. Move.
Number 11. Smallpox. Sometimes Bernadette's savagery isn't as obvious because she's so small and cute and has that sweet voice, but don't let her tiny frame fool you. When Leonard and Penny decide to try dating again, they want to do so on the down low. So they announce that things hadn't worked out, but they were still friends. Bernadette said that if she and Howie were to break up, she would not be so calm and mature about the situation.
Yeah, I don't know if I could be friends with Howie if we broke up.
Why not?
I'm a very vengeful person.
But that statement wasn't as scary as her follow-up comment about the biological contaminants she can get her hands on.
With access to weaponized smallpox.
Number 10. Training Howard for a magic audition. Bernadette makes fun of Howard's love of magic on multiple occasions throughout the series.
How many times has he made fun of Howard for being an engineer, going to MIT, his magic?
Sheldon doesn't make fun of his magic.
Well, he should. It's stupid.
But in season 12, when she sees a video of a young Howard practicing for his Magic Castle audition, she encourages him to try again. She even helps him practice for his audition. But when we say help, we mean she completely takes over, culling from her years of childhood pageants and becoming what we will call a pageant wife.
I just wanted you to have your dream, and I wanted to control everything about how you looked and acted so that your victory was mine.
Well, that's honest.
Speaking of Howard's magic, there's also the time he puts on a magic show at a birthday party, and Bernadette's lack of patience with the kids is anything but subtle.
Look, I Googled it. It's a fake picture.
That's it. No cake for you. Anyone else want to join the no cake club?
Number 9. Go Get 'Em. In this season 7 episode, The Discovery Dissipation, Raj's apartment building is being fumigated, so he goes to stay with Howard and Bernadette for a week.
Aw, Raj did the dishes.
How do you know I didn't do them?
Because once when all the knives are dirty, you cut a bagel with your keys.
While there, he is a wonderful house guest and attentive to both Howard and Bernadette's needs. The problem is that this makes the two of them realise how unattentive they've been to each other, and leads to an argument in which Howard points out that Raj left a note on his lunch that said, "Go get him."
I know what the problem is. It's him.
What did I do?
You made us feel like we're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, we were totally fine half-assing our marriage till you showed up.
Rather than sympathise with her husband, Bernadette points out that he isn't a child and shouldn't need a note. She got him.
Like I don't do enough around here, now I need to pack your lunch? And by the way, why do you need a note telling you to go get him? You're a grown man, you should know to go get him.
Number 8. Make more money. When it's time for Howard and Bernadette to go back to work after the birth of their second child, Howard decides that he isn't ready and wants to be a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, so I have to abandon my children and go back to work while you get to stay home and bond with them?
You just said you didn't want to.
No, I don't want to have to. But if I want to, I should get to.
However, when he brings this up with Bernadette, she too admits that she's having those same feelings about returning to the office. Howard argues that because Bernadette makes more money, that she should be the one to go back to work.
Don't you think you should go back to work because you make more money?
Don't you think you should make more money?
It might seem like a solid argument on the surface, but Bernadette's counter-argument is savagely on point.
I think it's pretty sexist of you to say a dad can't stay home with his children.
You know what else is sexist? The phrase suck it. Yet here we are.
Number 7. Who cooked?
What time is it?
It's almost 6.
Okay. Bernadette's gonna be home soon. We gotta divide and conquer. I'll make dinner. You watch the kids.
Kids are asleep.
Great, then you make dinner.
Howard Wolowitz has many talents. He can do card tricks, he writes catchy and romantic songs, and he can fit into pants that look like they'd be too tight on Jack Skellington. But one thing he can't do is cook. Or at least he doesn't.
I needed some help, so he came by, played with the kids, read them some stories, put them down for their nap, and made dinner.
What'd you do?
Ate dinner.
When Bernadette walks into the dining room and sees dinner on the table, it seems very reasonable for her first guess as to who cooked the meal to be Stuart, who's been staying with them.
Stuart, you cooked?
How did you know it wasn't me?
There's only 3 people in this house and you'd still be my 5th guess.
When Howard questions her instincts, her response, while not mathematically sound, is priceless. Number 6. Surrounded by idiots. When Bernadette Rostenkowski first showed up on the show, she was a quiet, somewhat reserved girl that was nice to just about everyone.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You were always so nice to me. I thought maybe you liked me.
I'm nice to everyone!
As the seasons progressed and we got to know her better, we all watched as the tough, competitive, take-no-crap side of her character emerged.
Bad news. I spoke to my supervisor about heading up your sales team, and she said she just can't lose me right now.
Do you want me to call her? I could rip her a new one.
No ripping.
It's not to say that Bernadette wasn't nice anymore, it's just that she doesn't, as the saying goes, suffer fools gladly. A point she makes abundantly clear to Penny one day at work.
Why don't you want to work with me? I know I can be tough, but that's just because I'm surrounded by useless idiots.
Although she savagely uses the term idiots instead of fools. Number 5. Cinderella. Disneyland is billed as the happiest place on earth, and it is, as long as Bernadette gets to be Cinderella.
We can't all be Cinderella.
Then how do we decide?
Well, it's simple. This was my idea. I'm driving. I'm Cinderella.
When the girls decide to play hooky from work and go to Disneyland, Bernadette mentions the first thing she wants to do is get a princess makeover.
Okay, so you pick your princess, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella. They give you hair, makeup, the works.
Guess it would be fun to be Cinderella.
The other girls are on board, but when it comes to deciding who will be which princess, Bernie makes it very clear that there will only be one Cinderella, and it will be her. Later, after the makeovers, Penny is still a little bitter, but Bernie sure isn't backing down.
Every one of you has the capacity to be anything you want to be.
Unless you want to be Cinderella.
Come at me, see what happens.
Number 4. Fake laugh. We'll admit that being huge fans of When Harry Met Sally, any reference to said film is going to get our attention. It definitely did in the season 7 episode, The Hesitation Ramification, when Bernadette admits to sometimes fake laughing at people's jokes.
Well, I'd be able to tell anyway.
I don't think you would.
Please, I made plenty of girls laugh. Sometimes just by asking them out.
Howard is sure she'd never faked it with him, certain he would have been able to tell the difference. It's at this point that Bernadette puts him in his place with her on-point ode to Meg Ryan in the diner scene in the aforementioned movie. We'll definitely have what she's having.
I'll have what she's having.
Number 3. Scavenger Hunt. When Raj organises a scavenger hunt for the gang, Leonard and Bernadette are a team, while Howard gets paired up with Amy.
Have you ever played a game with Bernadette?
No.
Have you ever gone into a steel cage with a wolverine?
Faster, faster, faster! Do you not know that word? It means more fast.
Amy assumes Howard would have preferred to have been on a team with his wife, but she's wrong. Howard loves Bernadette, but she's uber competitive, a fact Leonard learns right away, and over again throughout the hunt.
You're here first. This is because you made me slow down for that blind guy.
Penny also gets a taste of Bernie's scavenger savagery at the end of the hunt when the latter shoves her friend out of the way looking for the victory coin. Number 2. When the airline loses Howard's mum. We know Bernadette doesn't suffer fools gladly, so how do you think she'd react to an airline losing a suitcase that contains the ashes of Howard's dead mother?
The only woman who ever loved me. The first I met first.
I just need some information. What's the flight number?
816.
I really did mean first.
Just drop it.
When Howard can't get any answers and is too distraught to do anything else about it, Bernie steps in and gets it done. It isn't the fault of the lady behind the customer service desk, but she's the one that gets the brunt of Bernadette's wrath.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You better find my husband's mother, because one way or another, we're walking out of this airport with a dead woman.
A wrath so savage, it guarantees they leave the airport with a dead woman. Bernie also savagely steps in while Sheldon and Leonard arguing is ruining a celebratory dinner for Howard's mother a couple of episodes later.
We're eating the last food his mother ever made, and you were gonna throw it at each other like children? Whatever it is you're fighting about, put it aside, go back in there, be a good friend to Howard, or there's no dessert for either of you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Theoretical Burn. In Season 6's The Parking Spot Escalation, Howard and Sheldon are in a back-and-forth war over a parking spot at the university, and eventually their significant others are pulled into the action.
Howard was so angry I had to mash up Benadryl in his ice cream to get him to fall asleep.
Guess this is what we get for being with two testosterone-fueled alpha males.
Amy and Bernadette are initially on the same side, complaining about the stupidity of the entire situation. However, the conversation soon turns nasty as the women get aggressive in defending their men to each other. Eventually, Bernadette delivers one of the great lines of the entire series.
Gosh, Amy, I'm sensing a little hostility. Is it maybe because, like Sheldon's work, your sex life is also theoretical? Damn.
A burn so savage, it elicits an audible damn from Penny, and most likely from everyone watching at home as well. While Bernie seemed pretty proud of that burn, she's less happy about another jab at Amy's sexuality she makes a couple of seasons later.
And I think you don't like people expressing their sexuality because no one wants you to express yours. Oh, Amy, I'm so sorry. That was over the line.
Which savage Bernadette moment had you cheering? Let us know in the comments.
You know I rely on humor in times of stress.
Let me know when you start because that wasn't funny.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.